also discussed in your manifesto spending. You want more people to spend their own money rather than government spending it for them, I think is how you put it. How are you going to make that happen?
So it is about reducing costs, cost of living, for that definitely. Yes, it's not about taking money off them and then the government then spending it. So what we want to do is we want to reduce costs, and we do that by scrutinising monopolies or near monopolies. We can reduce costs in smaller ways, looking at reducing the cost for families, giving them shared parental leave, and also looking at nursery costs, and bringing that in line with the preschool credit system, because the nursery costs are rising. There's a lot of young families in Douglas South, so I'm particularly interested in that. And so yes, it's about increasing what we've got left over after we pay our bills, and being able to encourage the Manx national person to go out and spend that money. But we've also got to have quite a nice balance, because just before, when COVID just happened, the government were a little bit, let's say, you haven't got savings. Why haven't you got savings? And we shouldn't have to bail you out, for COVID. And they eventually did. But so I know that the people I'm speaking to are nervous about spending that money. So while the economy starts to repair itself, they're actually holding on to it a little bit. So there's got to be a balance. Whereas the government are saying, go out and spend it. But at the same time, they expect us to have some savings in case something like this happens again.
Well, bringing down the cost of living, we're mentioning preschools and nurseries,
yes,
and that sort of area. But if that was to be brought down in those areas and not others, it could be unfairly weighted
in all
for
areas.
people, for families. So what other areas outside of the family unit?
So yes, absolutely. Obviously, as I said to you, bringing down the Manx gas or monopolies or near monopolies, scrutinising those so we can bring down the cost of living. Looking at rates, looking at generally what do we have that obviously we've got to keep things at a baseline, so not increase rates right now. We need to make sure that we're not putting things up, not increasing taxes, not increasing national insurance. And there's certain things that people are going to say, well, we need to get more revenue in to pay for these things. So one of the things that I noticed or I saw and investigated during COVID-19 was that self-employed people, they weren't able to claim the benefit that the government was giving them support because they hadn't paid national insurance. So we need to do that as a government. We need to educate these people and the self-employed people that what national insurance they need to be paying. They've just been paying class 4 national insurance when they should have been paying class 2. This would bring in revenue to the government if we were educating these people and saying this is what you need to pay, and getting them up to date on their back payments and what they've got behind on. And this obviously also affects their pension in the future. They need to have that all up to date for their future. So we need to be really proactive in that and make sure that we're helping the self-employed people to know what to do.
You talked about small business rate relief as well, so it's not just lower or keeping taxes stagnant, but you'd like to do that as well.
It kind of works back a little bit about how we want to encourage businesses here on the island, and that might be small businesses to start up or bigger businesses. And if you're a small business relocating here on the island, you're not getting the same relief as you would in the UK. So it's something that's an initiative in the UK that would be really helpful for small businesses over here.
And you've talked about your business experience yourself, of course, and how have you done over lockdown? Is that given you any inspiration, I suppose, in this election?
So how have I done? I mean, how's my business done?
How's it impacted your proposals in your manifesto?
Yeah, I think how it's affected my proposal is I have an overall view, and it's really great because I know the bricklayer, the builder, the doggy daycare centre now. I've got really close links with all of these businesses on the island. So for me, it has shaped my policy. I'm really caring about those businesses and those people and those families that work for them. That was what I did during COVID, has actually been an icebreaker, because when I'm knocking on those doors and they're opening up the doors, they're going, oh my goodness, you're the person that I spoke to, at 12 o'clock at night and you helped me do X, or you're the person that helped my husband, and because of that he's kept his business and he's back at work now and he's doing really well. So yes, those are the things that are really important to me, and have shaped things. I care about those businesses and those people a lot.
Are you more concerned with local constituency issues or national ones, do you think?
I think that my manifesto is a projection definitely of more than just a year. So I think it shows definitely the national issues and the local issues. I think it's a good balance. I think you've got to be able to say, and know what the local issues are, and you've got to be able to have a future look at whether it be healthcare, whether that be the economy, what sort of strategic plan do we need to have in place. So yes, I think I do both in the manifesto.